a little bit here and just kind of get the ball rolling, so to speak. I say that because it's a sports show. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the NCAA. Remember, this is Gary J Sports Page on GJRB. This is the show that is kind of like the audio version of your local sports section of your newspaper. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some scores, some highlights, some batting averages, stuff like that. And touch on some sports news. And we're talking about the article I was reading here about Kentucky in the NCAA Final Four, which starts today, and a lot of predictions against the spread. A lot of predictions against the spread. We're talking about that. They're saying that the Brad's best bets for the NCAA Final Four. So this is something here. I'm going to sign into my Yahoo here real quick, because I was out of it. I cleaned the computer. When you clean this computer, you have to re-sign in to all your sites because it signs you out. So that's what I was doing real quick. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and take a program break. And when I return, we'll see what happens when I open up the chat rooms. And I'm going to get out of that. Okay. Open up the chat rooms and then announce the phone number of Gary J Sports Page coming up when we continue here on GJRB. We'll be right back. Hang in there. More to come. Spring. Sunny, warmer weather, flowers blooming, and so are the programs on GJRB with the Spring Spectacular. More of your favorite new shows like Gary J Sports Page and Bible Study. More ongoing shows like Up and Coming and its franchise shows. Big bands with Swing Time. Classic radio shows with Radioland. Trivia Fun with Gary J's Radio and Television Classics. I'll have more music shows, including Rock and Roll Classic Oldies with Gary J's Good Times Great Oldies Show, and a Great Adult Standards with Music and Memories, with such artists as Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Patti Page, and more. I'll be taking phone calls live soon on the Gary Russell Program, and have guests on my talk shows, including the Gary Russell Program, Gary J Sports Page, and guests talking about the supernatural, UFOs, and government conspiracies on Way Out There. Spring is busting out all over during the GJRB Spring Spectacular. Now, going on GJRB.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radioland. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radioland.
Uploaded as the podcast Saturday, May 2nd on GJRB. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine. Telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russell Program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB. Alright, we're back. Gary J Sports Page on a Saturday here on GJRB on a beautiful sunny day. in the Midwest today, Saturday edition. And like I said before, we do this show every other Saturday, alternating Saturdays. Next Saturday there won't be a show, but the following Saturday I'll work on one. Got to work on one for that and see where we are at that time. Follow the Final Four a little bit tonight. And like I said, I'm impressed with Kentucky. The Wildcats are fabulous. I mean, they did a good job. And not to take away from Wisconsin. I mean, you guys, you might have a good team too. And good luck to you guys. I hope you win. I hope you have I am not in favor of one team over another. I'm not really picking any team to win. Basically, I'm impressed with Kentucky. And I didn't follow that Final Four that much last year because this show is fairly new. So right now, I just, this is the first time I see Kentucky play, really play, and I thought they had a really good team there. So I'm going to be talking about that today, and we're just going to have a little bit of fun in the afternoon here on GJRB. Hey, don't forget, coming up Friday next Friday, I will be doing some smooth jazz. Smooth Afternoon and Smooth Jazz returns for another month, and that's another show. It's going to be on the floating category, meaning it's going to be on, it's a floating show. It means it could be on any day, any time slot. So I'll be giving you all the floating show information, all that coming up when I have the GJRB Schedule Update podcast coming up next weekend. And I'll be recording that this week. Usually it's about a half hour to an hour. Usually try to make it about a half hour because really isn't that much to cover. Only the stuff that I'm basically talking about. So that's this whole bit. Now, it could take an hour to really explain what I'm doing here. But what it is that I'm making the program schedule generic. In other words, all the programs will be scheduled on the days they're scheduled. And I will post that schedule on my Facebook, on my Twitter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a schedule on my Word document. I'm going to have a little table. I made a little schedule. I'll make a schedule. And then I will take a picture of it with a camera I have that takes pictures and puts it on the internet. I'll take a picture of it off the monitor. And then I'll take that picture and put it on the computer. And then I'll save it as a picture, and I'll post it on my Facebook, my Twitter page, my Google Plus, and my even my Tumblr, which I'm still trying to figure out how to work that dumb thing. I'm not really an aficionado on this Tumblr, but for some reason, I always thought when you go into Tumblr, it's supposed to be able to post my widgets on there. And it'll be able to broadcast. People can listen to my broadcast on there too. But apparently, I guess that's not the case. I was trying that the other day, and for some apparent reason, I wasn't getting anywhere. So I don't know. I was having a little bit of trouble dealing with that one. So. Maybe someone can fill me in on how to do that, because I don't know how to work that dumb thing. I just don't really understand it, I guess. I was trying to do was to See, I always lose my train of thought. And for some reason, when I'm doing two things at one time, I'll screw myself up royally. Seriously. I will always do that. And I'm not thinking. So, whatever I was talking about. Anyhow, Scatterbrains Wrestling just calmed me down. Let's just go ahead and have some fun. Deal with this thing. In the next part, I was going to do it now, but in the next part 2 of Sports Page, around, let's say 10 till, I'm going to be opening up the chat rooms, and then I'm going to open up my cell phone line. See how everything works out. Turn on my speaker and crank it a little bit. See how it works. And see how it goes for the first half hour of Sports Page. And you can react to some of the things I've already talked about, being the what I was talking about regarding the Cubs. And maybe you could tell me what I was talking about and I lost my train of thought. But getting back to it, I'm going to see how many people are out there in this next part. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up my Facebook and my Twitter page. And I'm going to see how many people who may be out there listening to the program. And every once in a while I check. I'll go back and I usually initially have my GJRB online Spreaker site up. I have my Facebook page up. I already got one on the arrow. So there's somebody out there. One on the arrow so far. So we're good. We're good to go. And I'm going to go into my Twitter now and pull that up, log in, and as you all know, if you can listen to my show on Twitter without applying for the application, it's right there. You click that View Media arrow, it comes down, and there is my widget right there. And there you can listen to the show right on Twitter. And you can make your comments right there. So hang in there. Be right back. Got more coming up next as we continue Garyj Sports Page. Be right back. Hang in there. More to come.